All right, guys, I'm Skulldugger's Part, and we have something kind of cool today. We have a Sig SPEAR LT that we purchased, and we did some shooting on it today, and this is our initial thoughts.
Actually, I think we got some spray paint over there. I can go hit that.
All right, so about the gun. The flash hider, if you're running a Sig suppressor, I think it's a great idea to have, and it's cool that they throw their muzzle device on there, but most of us don't run Sig cans. So I think that having it rock set and concreted on there the way it does is a little too much. It should have less on there, because we tried to get this off in the shop earlier with the reaction rod and a wrench, and we couldn't get it off. So we have to apply heat. We're gonna do a lot of work to get this stock muzzle brake off, where most ARs come with just an A2, which is almost a placeholder for your suppressor mount, and they just spin right off. Good flash hider, it works fine, it is what it is, but most of us don't run Sig cans, so I think that it shouldn't be as concreted in, and if you look close, you can actually see the rock set or whatever concrete they have oozing out of it a little bit, so we kind of don't want that. Moving back, we got, I got the 16-inch barrel and 5.56. That's what I wanted. I wanted a more rifle type gun. I didn't want an SBR type gun. The angle in which I shoot, it lends me geometry wise to grip the gun ergonomically. That's where I wanted to shoot. So I went the 16-inch and I love it. It is one of the flattest shooting guns I've shot in a while. I have multiple BCMs, Knights Armaments, and other brands of ARs, and this is one of the more flatter shooting guns. The gas system's real easy to adjust from suppressed to unsuppressed, and they have little plus and minus on these where you can see both and which one it is, so it's real easy on that. Handguard, improvement over the Gen 2s, where the Gen 2s are only held in here by that. These have the additions of screws on here to lock it in, so your lasers, if you're running night vision, aren't losing zero. Real quick, the finish on this is fantastic. In pictures, it looks super shiny, but in real life, it's pretty flat and drab. Like, it doesn't shine at all, and I love it. I would say that my Unity mount is the shiniest thing on the entire gun, so I don't know how it's gonna show up on the camera, but in person, the whole gun's flat and drab. It's not a shiny object. Like, you hit the sun, it's not reflecting. So, I dig that. Has little cuts here for your hands, and when you grip, it just feels good. It feels like any BCM Knights Armament type rail, where the Gen 2 Virtus had that big 2x4 square dog had that big square handguard, and it wasn't a real ergonomic handguard. This one feels great, man. Huge improvement on that. Moving back, the addition of the bolt release, which is kind of like a bad lever, if you will, but it's not inside the trigger guard where everyone's so mad about. But you can lock it to the rear with it. You can load a mag and send it forward with it, and it's just that much faster. That's a huge improvement. Love that. Sling studs. Sling studs are now steel. There's still sleeves inside of the aluminum receiver, where the old one was just holes cut in the aluminum receiver, and your sling studs are made out of steel. So if you have steel rubbing against aluminum, you're gonna bore out that sling stud, and you'll wear those out, from just walking and moving them back and forth. You're not gonna wear these out. A lot of people were complaining about the charging handle. I have no complaints on the charging handle. A lot of people were saying you're gonna bust your knuckles on the hinge of the stock, and it's not an issue for me. It's ambi as well, like the whole gun's ambi, and that whole thing, charging handle's fine. People were complaining about that. I don't have a real issue with that. I got no complaints on that. Charging handle's fine. The trigger is absolutely, I love it. It's got a little short, little creep, hit the stage, and your reset. Trigger's fine. I wouldn't replace the trigger. I would leave it exactly how it is. Yeah, I got no complaints about it. Everything's ambi. And moving back to the hinge. The hinge is an improvement over the previous generation where you had to push down and turn. This one's just a button. You press it and it swings open and it stays secure. No rattle, no wobble, but it doesn't take a whole lot of effort to switch over. And again, no wobble on that. The stock itself, it works and it's good. It has pretty much virtually no cheek rods. If you have any kind of magnified optic on here, I'm running a red dot. But if you were running LPVO or any kind of more magnified optic, it just doesn't offer anything. You can actually just press up on it, and that's it. It's got a little piece in there. So that, hopefully some aftermarket stuff will come in with that. The stock almost feels like an afterthought, but it's quality, it locks up, it's built good. I just wish it was ergonomically a little different than how it was. But yeah, other than that. So as far as the gun, it feels great. It is a lightweight gun. It is not heavy. Like the initial impression when I picked it up out of the box before I added a laser and a red dot was how light it was. It's not a heavy gun. We shot on the range today quite a bit. It didn't get hot. A lot of ARs you shoot and you feel the gas coming from the gas tube, and having your hand right there by the gas block, you would expect on a lot of guns how hot that area gets. It wasn't. It didn't get hot at all. Weight, balance, man, it's there. The grip here, I mean, everyone has their own favoritism on grips. I'm not going to change it. I'm literally going to change probably nothing on the gun, maybe the stock in the future, just because I want a little bit of a cheek rise. But other than that, quality, it's there. I just want something with a little bit of a riser. Safety, ambi safety. On the right hand side, it is stubby, so whenever you select it with the other side, it doesn't rub against your hand, and that works on that, so that's pretty cool. So this is the initial impressions of this gun. We're going to go over it some more later, and we're going to continue and have a more long-term review. These are the ambi controls on this side of it. Your mag and bolt release here. The magazine well as well has a little flare in there, so it makes mag changes pretty easy. Overall, I really like the gun. If you already have a really, really cool custom AR, I wouldn't say drop it and go buy one of these. But I have several ARs, and I picked this up, and we shot it today. Me and some friends, he has one as well, and we had a couple different ones out there shooting it, and we loved it. I'm not going to be shooting my ARs for a while now. I'm going to be shooting this. It's a good gun. It's flat shooting, feels great. The controls are good. I like the ergonomics of it. The trigger's fantastic. I like the controls. The stock, while what little I do have to say about it, nothing's deal breaker. It's a good gun. Go get you one, man. I like it. I love the gun. So far, we only have 150 rounds on it, 200 rounds so far, give or take a little bit. We're gonna get a bunch more on there, and we'll follow up on it later.
Like go?
Yep.
Okay. Start shooting like live?
Yep.
Okay, my bad. All right, so start over. So going live rounds, not a dry run, right?
Let's go.
All right, guys, Skull Duggar Inspired here. This is the initial impressions of the Sig SPEAR LT. Stay tuned for the long-term review of this and more content coming. Like and subscribe and comment below if you have any questions. Hit us up.